Tuesday morning lockdown yoga. Hope you're well. So, by request, yoga to help release neck and shoulder tension today. It seems quite a few of you are suffering with pain and tension in the neck and shoulders due to spending long periods of time sat at your computers whilst working from home. So see if we can help with that today. You will need props this morning. You'll need a yoga strap, some kind of belt, dressing gown, cord, whatever you've got that you can use at home. Okay, should we get started? We're going to start today in an easy cross-leg position. If this is available to you, if this isn't suiting you, you can even use a chair for this first bit, or just sit with your legs out in front, whatever's comfortable for you. A little bit of time here to settle into our yoga practice this morning. So you can just pop your hands in your lap, on your knees, bow the head slightly and close the eyes. Start to draw your attention inwards. So taking your focus to your breath. Breathing in and out through your nose. Letting the shoulders relax down away from the knees. The shoulder blades melt down the back. Arms are relaxed. A moment here to notice how you're feeling this morning, particularly in the neck and the shoulders. Taking one more breath in. Now start to think about applying your internal rocks. So start to draw up on the pelvic floor muscles as you pull your belly button back towards the spine. So notice you're starting to sit nice and upright now. Let's bring the chin up so it's parallel to the floor. Keeping these shoulders released away from the knees. Keep your focus with your breath. We're going to make that first connection of breath and movement by moving the head. It's a lovely way to warm the neck. Let's take a breath in. As you breathe out, gently turn your head to the right side, being careful not to take your nose past your shoulder. And breathe that back into centre. How does that feel? And as you breathe out, turn to the left. Let's do that a couple more times, flowing with your breath. So breath in to come centre. It's a breath out to turn. Let your breath slow the movement down. And let your movement slow your breath down. And keep the shoulders relaxed. Breathe into centre. Let's do that one more time each side. This feels good. To the centre this time. Release your hands along your sides, shoulder shrugs. So next time you breathe in, draw your shoulders up towards your ears. Create as much tension in that area as you can. And as you breathe out, let it go. Let's do that a couple more times. Breathe in to squeeze the shoulders up. And breathe out to release. One more time. And right arm out to side, strong and straight at an angle. Left hand takes hold of right ear, and you're just gently drawing your left ear to your left shoulder. Stretch out this right side of neck. Stretching away with fingertips as you gently encourage that nice neck stretch. Okay, and release. Take that other side then. Left arm comes out to the side. Right hand gently takes hold of the side of the head as you draw your right ear to your right shoulder.
take them to the back of the head. You're drawing your chin towards the chest and rounding your back as much as you can. Think about these internal locks again, so pulling up pelvic floor, sucking your belly button back towards your spine and taking your chin in towards your chest. Feel that lovely separation in the shoulder blades. We're going to pause here for a couple more breaths. Rounding the back as much as you can. One more breath here. And then release all three internal locks as we take the opposite stretch. So you're sending your chest forwards, your gaze upwards as you nip together the shoulder blades this time. So draw your elbows back. A couple more breaths here. And release. Okay. Interlacing the fingers behind again. We're just going to simply draw the hands to one side. So you can see that. So interlacing the fingers and take them to the side of your waist. Another neck stretch. So so if you've taken the hands over to the left, you're drawing your left ear to left shoulder. Couple of breaths here. And release. Let's take that to the other side then. So hands to the other side of your waist. Ear towards your shoulder. Another nice neck stretch. And release. Keep the fingers interlaced. We're going to lift, so a real squeezing of the shoulder blades as you lift the hands away from your back. Lifting the chest and lifting the gaze. Tummy soft. Squeeze and lift. Then release, so taking the hands in front now, interlacing the fingers again. Opposite stretch, so chin to chest, belly button towards your spine, drawing up on the pelvic floor, real rounding of the back and a nice lengthening of the neck. And release. Right, okay, a little twist. So if you're sitting cross-legged, you're going to take your right ankle in front of your left. Right knee towards the ceiling, hug it in tightly with left hand. I'm going to take that right arm behind the back of the waist. It's a breath in to lengthen through the spine. And on an out breath, twist to the right. So you're just looking over that right shoulder. One more breath. And release, lovely. We'll take that twist opposite side then. So left ankle in front of the right. Left knee towards the ceiling. Let's hold it in place with the right hand. Left arm behind the back of the waist. It's a breath in to lengthen. And a breath out to twist to the left. So just looking over that left shoulder. Two more breaths here. And release. Okay, so you're going to come onto your knees now. You've got two options. You can either just come into this kneeling position here, quite a nice stretch for the front of your thighs, or you can take toe pose if you want to stretch the bottom of your feet as well. We did this a few weeks ago. It's one where you're resting on your balls of your feet to stretch out the bottom of your feet. Okay, so from this position, half cow face arms. We're going to take the right arm up, take it alongside the ear, and just simply bend that down the back. And use your left hand to either push on the tricep or pull back on the elbow, whatever's sort of feeling good for you this morning. Tummy soft, chest is lifted. That right arm in close to the side of your head. And release. Let's take that left side, so it's a breath in to take left arm. About to bend it down the back. And then either push or pull. Two more breaths. And we're just going to, this morning, touch elbows if you can. So forearms are in contact, palms together, and then lift as much as you can without the arms coming apart. See how that feels for you. So you should be getting a nice stretch across the back of your shoulders. Keep the chin parallel to the floor. See if you can squeeze and lift a little bit more. For 3, for 2, for 1, oh, and release. It's stronger than it looks, that one. A few shoulder rotations. And then we're coming to all fours. Come down onto your hands and knees. Your tabletop position then, so knees underneath your hips, wrists underneath your shoulders. Thread in the needle. We are going to take the right hand and thread it underneath the left. So you're resting on right shoulder, right ear. And reach forward with that left hand. So you can come onto your fingertips. Really creep that hand forwards. And then relax into the pose. And stretch on the shoulder and on the neck. So we'll take 2 more breaths here. And release, come back to your tabletop position in the centre. And we'll take that threading needle opposite side. So we'll take left underneath right to rest on left ear, left shoulder. And creep fingertips forward, right side. And you've got into position. Relax into the pose. And we'll take a couple more breaths here. And release. Okay, so come back to centre. You can either have wrists underneath your shoulders and knees underneath hips, or bring them a little bit closer together. We're going to hold cow, we're going to hold cat, and then we'll flow between the two with breath. Apply your hand lock, lock out the elbow, so feeling strong here in the shoulders. And then a tip of the belly as you send your chest and gaze forwards, cow pose. Slight nipping together of the shoulder blades. Couple of breaths here. Now push into the mat to take the opposite stretch in your cat stretch. Really doming the back as you take chin to chest, belly button to spine, and tilting the pelvis towards your navel. Let's flow between these two with our breath then. So next time you breathe in, coming into your cow pose. And as you breathe out, taking your cat stretch. Let's flow again, breathing in. And breathe. So after this one, and after your cat stretch, come back to your tabletop position. Heart centre pose, lovely for the shoulders. So just set the hips back slightly from your knees. Stretch the hands forward, keep the hands mat distance. And then take your forehead down towards the mat. A lovely stretch on the shoulders. And pausing here for 3, for 2, for 1. Let's release and come down onto our tummies. A variation of Locust Pose. So you can either have your feet hip distance together, or a little bit, or perhaps mat distance if you're tight in the lower back. And you're going to rest on your right ear. So you're turning your head to the side. And you're taking your hands to your lower back. So you can either have one hand resting on the other, or for a slightly stronger stretch, you can hold on to your elbows. Just pausing here to stretch out the neck. Taking one more breath here. And then you're going to release your right hand. You're going to take it next to your right ear. Next in-breath, you're lifting your upper body. So tops of feet stay in contact with the mat. And lift up nice and high. For 3, For 2, still looking to the side. For 1, release that back down. We'll take that to the other side. So hands come back behind the back of your waist. You're resting on your left ear. Just pausing here. Then release your left hand to the side of your head, to your ear. Next, in breath, it's a lift. We're holding for 3 breaths. For 2, for 1, release that down. Release the pose. We're going to come back into child's pose. So take your bottom back to your heels. Rest on the elbows today. Bring your hands together in prayer. And then take them to the back of your neck. How does that feel? Relax down into the pose. Send your breath to your lower back. Let's take one more breath here in our child's pose. And release. We're going to come back to all fours now. Are we okay? So set your tabletop position. We're coming up into downward facing dog. So let's turn the toes, let's take a lift. And soften your knees, really push into the mat with the hands, get chest closer to the thighs. And just simply pedal the heels up and down. Let's walk our dog. Nice and slow. One leg straightens, the other leg bends. Just sway your hips from side to side. Energy flowing around the legs. We're going to come up to do a few standing poses in a moment. Now let's bend both legs again. Push into the mat with the hands, chest closer to the thighs. And just think about the upper body in this pose. So apply your hand, probably spread the fingers, push the hands into the mat. Elbows are locked. Shoulders away from the ears as you draw your shoulder blades down your back. And your spine is long. You're taking your bottom up to the ceiling at the same time, pushing it to the wall behind you. And you can keep the knees soft, or you can start to sink the heels down towards the mat. Keep this lovely shape in the upper body. Doesn't matter particularly what the legs are doing today. Just get that lovely stretch on your shoulders. You can either let your head hang nice and loose, your neck's relaxed, or you can take your chin towards your chest to get that nice stretch in the back of the neck. See which is feeling good for you this morning. Let's take a couple more breaths here in our downward facing. Release the pose as we walk the feet to the hands to come into dangling pose. So to begin with, the way we usually practice, we're holding onto the elbows and just relaxing the upper body as it hangs nice and loose, hangs free. How does that feel on the shoulders? I think that feels good. Slight variation of the pose now. You're going to interlace the fingers and take your hands to the back of your head. You'll notice your chin comes into your chest a little bit more as you've got that weight of your hands and arms on your back of your head. And keep the knees soft. That nice lengthening of the spine. Take your chin to your chest there. Next, in breath, simply rolling up, standing, and keep the hands where they are to the last minute. All the way up. And release. Hey. Right, you'll need your belt, your strap for this next bit. 2 or 3 things to do here. So, just going to come to a nice, easy standing position. Take hold of your strap in front of you and take the hands quite wide, so wider than your shoulders, and pull on the strap, the belt, until it's taut. Okay? And have it in front of you, so we're working this with our breath. Okay, so next time you breathe in, we're going to take the belt up And as you breathe out, we're going to take it back. So a real squeeze of the shoulder blades. There might be some adjusting of the hands on the belt here. Yeah. Let's do that a few more times. Breath in to come up. Breath out to come down. So we're working it with our breath. So we're working slowly, mindfully. So get a couple more times. Breathing in. And out. How's that feeling on the shoulders? And again, breathing in. And out. Nice. Okay, and release. So I'm going to take cow face arms using the belt. You just pop it on your left shoulder. Right arm comes up. So we did half of this earlier on. And then you're going to bend that arm down your back, that right arm down the back. So take hold of the top of the belt. Bend your left arm up the back to also take hold of the belt. And you can start to creep the fingers together, but really focus on getting the arms tucked in closely to your side. So right arm side of head, left arm to side of ribs. Then pull back with the elbows. You've got this nice lift in the chest. Gaze is forwards. And pull on the belt. I think this pose feels quite nice using the belt. So taking a couple of breaths in. And release. Let's take that opposite side then. So let's pop our belt on our right shoulder. So left arm comes up alongside the ears and bend that down the back to take hold of the belt. Right arm goes up. And start to creep the fingers along the belt so they get closer together. Elbows coming tightly to the sides. A lift of the chest, the gaze is forwards. The cow face pose arms. A couple more breaths in. And release. Lovely, okay. So one more thing to do. We're going to take the belt behind now. Get your hands as close together as you can whilst holding the belt, coming into a forward fold. Set your feet, if they're not already there, hip distance. Apply your foot lock, engage the muscles of your legs. Engage your core. We're going to take a breath in, and on an out breath, hinge forward at hips, folding forwards, and then let these arms come away from your back. So the arms are straight. How does that feel? It's quite a strong pose. Try and relax the neck. And keep the legs nice and straight. See if these arms will come away a little bit further away from your back. You squeeze the shoulder blades. Hold it here for 3 more breaths. For 2. For 1. Keep holding onto your belt as you breathe in to come up. Ooh. And release. Okay, you can ditch the strap. Just take the hands to the shoulders, few shoulder rotations. So you need a bit of wall space now. I should have mentioned this at the beginning, shouldn't I? So find a space on the wall, and you're going to come as close to the wall as you can. You can still see me here, yeah. So the closer to the wall, the stronger this stretch is going to be on your shoulders. It's not too strong, it's quite gentle, this. So I think I'll twist to the left first so you can see me. So if you pop both hands on the wall, and you're going to line your right elbow up with your right shoulder. So you're sort of making that shape, cactus arm. Arm flat on the wall. And then take your left hand so it's in front of the shoulder. Take a breath in here, and on an out breath, you're just simply going to twist to the left. So you're pushing into the wall with that left hand. Nice gentle stretch, or you should be feeling nice gentle stretch around that right shoulder. How does it feel? Push a little bit more if you can't feel anything. You should start to feel that coming up into the neck. Okay, let's release. Let's take that opposite side, so switch arms then. So this left one, you've got your elbow in line with your shoulder, palm flat on the wall. Take your right hand in front of your right shoulder. A breath in here. And on an out breath, twist to the right. Notice if you're a bit stiffer on one side than on another. Perfect. Okay, and release. We're going to go again, slightly stronger this time. We're going to have the arm straight. So if you take your right arm out to the side straight, so it's in line with your shoulder. Same again, just pop your left hand in front of your left shoulder. Take a breath in, and on an out breath, twist to the left. How does that feel? In our yin yoga classes, we do something similar but laying down on the floor. And release that. Let's take that other side then. Oh, I've run out of all. Left arm comes out to the side, shoulder height. Right hand in front of your right shoulder. Let's take a breath in here. And on an out breath, twist to the right. And release. Still using the wall. Downward facing dog. We've done this before in our lockdown yoga sessions. We're going to do a couple of variations of it. The first one, your hand's going to be wider than your shoulders. So pop the hands on the wall. Take the feet back. So you want the arms straight, elbows locked. Send the bottom back, spine's long. Have the knees soft if you're a bit tight in the back of the legs. So if you want to get a nice stretch in the legs, you can straighten them out. Think about this length in the spine. Also this nice stretch on the shoulders. So again, drawing the shoulder blades down the back. How is the neck feeling? Sometimes if you just let it hang loose here, it creates tension. Do you need to engage the muscles of the neck by making the neck nice and long? See what feels good. The chest, stretch it out, okay, and release, just coming back up, and maybe walk it out. We're going to go again. This time we're going to take the hands a bit closer together. See how that feels on your shoulders. Keep the legs where they are. Spread the fingers and take the thumbs that are touching this time. Push into the wall, arms are straight, spine is long. Stretch that out. You probably feel that a bit more in the shoulders, a bit more in the neck. Okay, and coming back up. Let's walk it out. So, two more things. We'll take a goddess pose while we're up here and a wide leg forward fold. So turn long ways on your mat and take the legs nice and wide, not maximum width, but wider than your shoulders. Turn the feet out 10 to 2 and tilt the pelvis towards the knee. So we're going to take the arms out to the side, again like we did on the wall, have your elbows in line with your shoulders. Palms facing forward, really spread the fingers. And then come down into your squat, nice high squat here. If you feel you're sticking your bottom out, try and correct that by tilting it forwards. The elbows back, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Maybe sink a bit lower, nice. Maybe even come up onto the balls of your feet. Pausing in your goddess pose. Remember, we're focusing on shoulders today, so really squeeze the shoulders together, really lift the chest. For 3, for 2, for 1. Let's release it into star pose. Stretch the arms out to the side. And then we're going to shuffle the feet out even wider. Adjust them this time, so toes in, heels out. Let's release the arms. We're coming down into a wide leg forward fold. We're going to do what we did earlier on in dangling, where we interlace the fingers and take them to the back of our legs. Let's take a breath in to prepare. And on your next out breath, your chin comes to your chest and you're slowly rolling down into this lovely wide leg forward fold. Upper body is nice and relaxed. Chin's towards your chest. pause here for 4 more breaths, I think. This feels nice. For 3. For 2. For 1. Let's release the hands to the mat if you can. We're coming down into a squat, so shuffle your feet in so your heels land a little bit wider than the hips. Feet 10 to 2 as they were in our goddess squat. And then simply squat the bottom down, lift the heels off the mat if you need to. And let's take the hands together, heart centre. How does that feel? I think this feels lovely on the lower back. Okay, we are going to release. Release down to your bottom. We'll close our practice with a couple of twists. Nice for the core twist, but also nice for the shoulders. So just take the arms out in front and slowly roll down. So from this semi-supine position, we're going to take our cactus arms going that we took in goddess pose. So 90-degree angle, backs of hands in contact with the floor. And we're going to work the arms with breath. So it's a breath in here, and on an out breath, bring the arms up and then take them down, so palms flat on the floor. Have you got that? So it's a breath in here and a breath out there. Nice, slow, mindful movement. Lovely for the shoulders. So just flowing with your own breath. Just have to be careful of your elbows with this one on the floor. Let's take that one more time. And finishing back where we started with our cactus arms. Okay, so right arm then, we're going to straighten that out to the side shoulder height. Keep the left one where it is. Take a breath in here, and as you breathe out, let the knees go over to the left and take your gaze to the right. You've come into a nice twist. Let the body settle down into the twist. Minimal muscular effort here as we're starting to wind down now. Let's take that back to the centre, reset the arms. Left arm comes out to the side shoulder height. We're taking a breath in here, and as you breathe out, your knees go to the right, your gaze goes to the left. And release. We're finished with a yin twist. I think these are lovely. So next, in breath, take a full body stretch. Become as long as you can possibly be. Right knee comes in towards your chest. Left hand takes hold of that right knee and then guiding all the way across the body. So you're laying on left side, stretching from left foot to right hand. When you've got into the pose, relax into it. How's that feeling on your right shoulder? Come into the centre, stretch it out. Let's take that twist opposite side, so the left knee in towards the chest, right hand takes hold of that left knee. And on an out breath, roll over to the right, stretching from right foot to left hand. And relaxing into the twist. And release then, lovely. Let's hug the knees in towards the chest. Little rock and roll, massaging the lower back. And when you're ready, rocking up to seated. Oh, well done everyone. Thank you very much, hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for joining me and thank you for all the requests, keep them coming. And I'll see you again on Thursday. Thank you, bye bye, have a nice day.